It is week 4 in the National Football League, and it is time to make our confidence picks. Let's go. And well. Welcome back to New York Sports Wickermedia. I'm Watt2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So let's get right into this. So we're doing our confidence picks as we do every week, where we don't pick against the spread. We pick winners, or we attempt to anyway. And then we're going to rate them 16 all the way down to 1. 16 points in the game we have the most confidence in. 1 point in the game we have the least amount of confidence in. I apologize for getting this out a little bit late, but with my travels, this one took a little bit more time. So, quick recap on week 3. We did pretty dang well. We went 10-6. 93 points total, and for the season we now have a record of 26-22, 261 points, and out of all players playing on the ESPN.com website, we are in the 77.2% bracket as of right now. So we are moving our way up, doing very, very well after a very bad week 1, and let's cross the 80% threshold this week. How about that? All right, so let's talk a little bit about these games. So the game that I've got the most confidence in, as much as it breaks my heart to say it, is Sunday night, the Kansas City Chiefs at the New York Jets. You know, I think the Jets defense may keep them in the game for a little while, but the bottom line is this. The Chiefs not only have a great offense, they've got the 4th-ranked defense in the NFL. Okay? They know how to play in these big spots, and it's still, until Zach Wilson is making plays, it is hard to imagine the Jets winning a game against a team that is this good. I'm sorry, but, you know, at least without the defense and special teams coming up huge with multiple turnovers, at least 1 touchdown from that side of the ball. I think the Jets will hang in for a little bit, but I think by the 3rd quarter, it's going to be well out of reach. I think Kansas City is going to win probably by two or 3 scores. So give me Kansas City, best bet, 16 points. My 15 is the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm going to go ahead and admit this. I felt Jonathan Gannon would be a horrible hire as head coach. If they manage to win this game, just give him Coach of the Year now. Because the Niners have had 10 days rest. They are better than the Cardinals in every single way. The Niners are one of just 2 teams in the NFL in the top 5 of both scoring offense and scoring defense, the other being the Buffalo Bills. So give me San Francisco, 15 points. Number 14, we're going to go with an NFC East showdown. We've got Washington at Philadelphia. Now, last year, these 2 teams split their season series. Washington has actually won 2 of their last 3 games in Philadelphia, but they did get humbled last week against Buffalo, losing 37-3, and I don't think it's going to be close this year with a very, suspect Washington offensive line trying to stop the Philadelphia defensive line in the link. Sam Howell may very well get slammed down a couple of times against that defense. Not only that, but if you look at the Washington defense, they are allowing over 5 yards per run the last 2 weeks. Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, they could have a big game here. All right, give me Philadelphia 14. Number 13, the Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers. You've got 2 teams fighting for their seasons. Both are 0-3. I'm going to take Minnesota. I think their defense plays a little bit better against Bryce Young, who is expected to be back at quarterback for Carolina from an ankle injury. And I think their offense is going to have another great day. You know, the Minnesota offense has been humming all season. Kirk Cousins has been putting up a lot of production. It's just that last year Minnesota won a lot of 1-score games. This year they're losing them. So I don't think they're done yet. Give me Minnesota on the road. Number 12, I've got the New England Patriots at the Dallas Cowboys. Give me Dallas. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of points, but Dallas coming off an embarrassing loss at home to the lowly Cardinals. Man, oh man. Dallas, here's one stat that I really like about the Cowboys. They're +6 in turnover differential, and when you're facing Bill Belichick, you better not be making those kinds of mistakes. So I say the boys ride in this one. Number 11, we've got Oakland at San Diego. That's the Raiders at the Chargers, but you know. So I'm going to take the Chargers at home. Both teams 1-2. I do expect a shootout here. A lot of Justin Herbert to Keenan Allen. Maybe Quentin Johnston gets involved, especially with Mike Williams out for the season. Yeah. I feel bad for Mike Williams. He's such a talented receiver, but every year he has a serious injury. Austin Eckler is working his way back into practice. We'll see if he plays. But the Chargers' last 3 games have been decided by a total of just 9 points. So they know how to play these close games. I like that they're at home. And Jimmy Garoppolo is still in concussion protocol. The Raiders are hoping he'll play, but you can never be certain about a concussion. The Raiders' backup? Brian Hoyer. Yeah, I'll pass on that one. Number 10, the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud, meet T.J. Watt. Watt has a league-high 6 sacks. The Texans have 4 starters out on the offensive line. Now, the Texans ain't no pushover. I thought they would win about 6 games this year, but I never thought they would win last week against the Jags. Much respect, but I think it's time for Pittsburgh to start to get rolling on offense. I think Najee Harris is going to have a good game this week. Number 9, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. You know, the Bengals won a must-win game on Monday night, but now they're going out on the road on a short week to face a Titans team that didn't play very well last week. Not a very good combination. Plus, Joe Burrow is 3-0 lifetime against Tennessee. He's getting a little bit healthier. The Bengals defense took a major step forward last week. And also, Ryan Tannehill ranks 32nd in quarterback rating. Derrick Henry's not running well behind the beat-up offensive line. Yeah, I'm going to take Cincinnati on the road to get back to 500. My number 8 game takes us across the pond to London, England. The Atlanta Falcons at the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, the Jaguars were embarrassed on their home field by the Texans. I think they've been one of the bigger disappointments so far this season. And Atlanta, who a lot of people were in love with, they had their own issues losing to the Lions. Now, I think the Jacksonville offense is going to get their offense rolling. You think Calvin Ridley wants to do something special against the team that forsaked him? You know, and also Atlanta has a good running game, but Jacksonville ranks 8th against the run, averaging 84 yards allowed per game. And I'm sorry, Desmond Ridder has worse stats this year than Zach Wilson. Okay, so if Atlanta can't run the ball, I don't think they're going to be winning any games. So give me Jacksonville. Number 7, a game that I wish we could just skip. The Broncos at the Bears. These two just wonderful teams were outscored a combined 111-30 last week. Can this game just be relegated to 3 a.m. or something? So I think the Broncos have this one. They're a mess on the field. The Bears are a mess on and off the field. Move on. Number 6, the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. This is a good one. I like this game. Ravens looks like they might be getting a few of their injured players back, and I know Lamar Jackson is 6-1 lifetime against Cleveland, but the Browns can beat you more ways than the Ravens can right now. Even if Deshaun Watson isn't the quarterback he used to be, I love the Cleveland offensive line, I love the secondary and the pass rush. That is the best defense in football right now, whether you're talking about yards per game, points per game. Jim Schwartz was a fantastic hire by Cleveland. I'm taking them at home. Number 5, an NFC South showdown. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. This looks like a defensive battle. With no Derek Carr, Jameis Winston will be taking on his old team in the Superdome. Winston is prone to those turnovers, and I think the Bucs defense is going to do enough here to pull off the upset. I think the Bucs defense is going to drive them to a victory that you might consider a bit of an upset. All right, number 4, the LA Rams at the Indianapolis Colts. Rams playing consecutive road games. This is on a short week. Anthony Richardson will be back at quarterback for Indianapolis, and they are 2-1 with their leading running back being Zach Moss. You know, last year I overestimated the Colts. I thought they would win the division. Now, this year, I'm thinking I underestimated them. I'm going to take the Colts with my number 4 pick. Number 3, Monday Night Football. Seahawks at the Giants. This has been a tough call for me. I believe these two teams will be fighting for a wild card spot at the end of the year. The Seahawks have a long trip to play a team that has extra rest. And the Giants were awful in their last game against the 49ers. I'd like to think they would get it going here against Seattle, but Andrew Thomas is not expected to play. Saquon Barkley, it looks like the same story. It's a tough one for me, but I'm just going to go with the Giants. I think Brian Daboll somehow wills this team to victory, and I think the Giants' defense does take a step up in this game. I'm picking the Giants. I don't know. It's one of those things, it's that feeling I have the Giants just going to pull it out at home. All right, number 2, the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. This game obviously has already happened. This was the Thursday night game. And basically, I did take the Lions, but I only put a 2 on it, so I did get that one correct. And finally, in the game of the week, number 1, the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be a great test for Mike McDaniel, Raheem Mostert, Tua, the returning Jalen Waddle, the wannabe porn star that is Tyreek Hill, and company. Now, the game is in Buffalo, where Miami's season ended last year. Buffalo had 9 sacks last week by their defense. I think one of the biggest reasons Miami has scored the way they have is because Tua has not been getting hit at all so far. I think, though, this week the Miami Dolphins offensive line struggles a little bit. Buffalo hits Tua, and that's going to be just enough to get the offense to sputter. I think it's going to be a very close game. I expect a whole lot of points, but I am going to take the Bills at home to squeak this game out. So those are my predictions. If you have any predictions, put them right down there in the comments. Any games you're feeling particularly confident on, games that you think will be a toss-up. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you right back here from a chair, well, other than the wicker chair. See you later.